Presley Faith has been exposed again. This time it isn't just whispers, rumors, or speculation. It's hard accusations tied directly to her past actions, and the fallout is spiraling far faster than before. Messages, screenshots, clips, and resurfaced evidence have ignited a storm that could finally break her career. And the most devastating part, she isn't just some small creator who can vanish for a few months and come back later. She's the face of Glowhouse, a brand that markets itself as family-friendly, kind, and safe. When accusations of racism and cruelty get tied to that image, the consequences are far bigger than one girl's reputation. Glowhouse was built on an image of light and love. They film pastel sleepovers, playful challenges, and stage sisterhood moments that look perfect for parents and kids alike. To their millions of fans, they represent safety. But beneath that polished image, tension has always bubbled. People have whispered for years that Glowhouse is too curated, too fake, too desperate to protect its money-making members. And when one of those members, like Presley, gets accused of serious behavior, Glowhouse itself gets dragged straight into the mess. To understand why this latest wave of accusations is hitting so hard, we need to rewind. Presley's history with controversy doesn't start in 2025. Her name has been trending for years because of resurfaced clips, leaked audios, and shady old posts. Each time her fans defended her, claiming she was misunderstood, or that it was old behavior from when she was a kid. But each time, the evidence piled higher. So when these new racist messages were brought forward, people didn't see them as random. They saw them as confirmation. And that's the key word, confirmation. It wasn't about one mistake, it was about the pattern. For example, years ago, Presley herself admitted on video that she had made cruel mistakes. In that clip, she warned people not to copy her, that words matter, and that she regretted the things she had said. At the time, it looked like growth, a teenager admitting faults and trying to do better. But when you fast forward to now and line up that video with the accusations still coming out, it doesn't look like growth anymore. It looks like she knew the weight of her actions, promised change, and then kept on doing the same things anyway. Glowhouse fans remember how a similar situation destroyed another member. When Aaliyah's slur clip came out, Glowhouse had no choice but to sideline her. She apologized, promised to learn, and then disappeared from content. Her reputation never recovered. The precedent was set. Glowhouse cannot risk its safe brand if racism accusations stick. That history is why so many eyes are on Presley now. If Glowhouse let Aaliyah take the fall, why are they holding on to Presley so tightly? Part of the reason may be simple. Presley is a star. She gets views. She drives merchandise sales. Her face is everywhere in Glowhouse thumbnails. Removing her wouldn't just be a PR move. It would hurt Glowhouse financially. That's why her silence and Glowhouse's silence have looked less like waiting for the facts and more like a calculated business decision. Fans see her smiling in vlogs and podcasts as if nothing's wrong, and that only fuels the anger. But Presley's past makes defending her nearly impossible, because every time a new detail emerges, old controversies rush back to the surface. Let's start with one of the most infamous clips, the lip sync video. Even years later, that one clip still resurfaces every time her name trends. Fans and critics alike share it, saying it can't be erased or explained away. Presley has tried to dodge questions about it, but it remains stamped to her image permanently. Then there are the edgy memes. Presley reposted several that were tied to racist undertones or used problematic audios, including Uncle Ruckus content. Even if she thought it was just a joke, reposting that kind of humor paints a clear picture. She was comfortable with racist jokes and didn't see the harm. And that's the thing. Whether she meant them seriously or not doesn't matter anymore. What matters is how many of these moments keep stacking up. And it doesn't stop there. Presley was also accused of bullying another Glowhouse member, Jafia Valencia. That situation became one of the ugliest Glowhouse scandals yet. According to reports, Presley body-shamed Jaffia and made cruel remarks behind the scenes. When the issue surfaced publicly, Presley posted a so-called clearing things up video. But instead of taking accountability, she downplayed the fight as friends being friends. She insisted Glowhouse wasn't just for the cameras and that she and Jaffia were fine. But if you look deeper, the story didn't line up. Posts about the incident were deleted and re-uploaded, which fueled suspicion that Glowhouse was trying to scrub the internet clean. Presley's vague tone didn't sound like someone apologizing. It sounded like someone trying to dodge blame without admitting guilt. And once again, her actions, staying in every vlog, every thumbnail, every podcast, made it look like Glowhouse was protecting her. That's where the anger truly exploded. Fans who once trusted Glowhouse's image of kindness started realizing the group was picking money over morals. Because when you market yourselves as safe, friendly, and positive, you don't get to pick and choose which racist behavior counts and which doesn't. You don't get to silence one girl, but protect another, just because she brings in more views. So what happens now? Presley is in a dangerous position, because vague apologies won't work anymore. Every time she's tried to downplay or hide behind her friends, it's made things worse. To survive, she would need to face the camera and own it fully. Not, I was misunderstood. Not, that wasn't my intention. But a clear, direct, I did this. It was wrong, and I understand why it hurt people. Without that, her credibility is gone. But an apology alone won't be enough either. If she's serious about fixing her image, she has to take action. That means deleting old posts, removing questionable audios, and openly acknowledging what she's learned. It means leaving her comment sections open and allowing criticism instead of hiding it with filters. It means answering the tough questions directly instead of letting Glowhouse clean up for her. And speaking of Glowhouse, their silence is deafening. A brand built on positivity cannot afford to look hypocritical. If they punished Aaliyah for her clip, why hasn't Presley faced the same consequences? That double standard only makes them look complicit. If they want to save their reputation, they need to act consistently, even if it costs them money. But let's step back for a second. Imagine if Presley does nothing. Imagine if she keeps smiling in vlogs, keeps laughing in podcasts, keeps posting TikToks like nothing happened. What message does that send? It tells fans she doesn't care. It tells critics she thinks she's untouchable. And it tells Glowhouse that protecting her matters more than protecting the audience they built their brand on. The danger is real, because once fans lose trust in Glowhouse, it's almost impossible to win it back. These audiences aren't dumb. They see through carefully crafted videos and edited thumbnails. They know when they're being lied to, and once that wall of trust is broken, Glowhouse's entire empire could crack. Presley has reached a breaking point. This is no longer about one clip, one meme, or one fight. It's about the pattern that has followed her for years. And patterns don't vanish with excuses. Patterns don't fade with silence. They only disappear when someone proves, through consistent action, that they've changed. So the question becomes, will Presley finally take responsibility? Or will Glowhouse keep shielding her until the backlash swallows them both? If history is any clue, we know one thing. The internet doesn't forget. Clips resurface, memes get reshared, evidence piles higher every year, and unless Presley does something drastic now, she may not get another chance to turn this story around. Because at the end of the day, Glowhouse can't protect her forever, and the longer she stays silent, the louder the truth becomes.